Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be with us today. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every Monday through Friday. Today's show, hopefully we'll get lucky, and we'll get our good friend Ron Gallo coming in the second hour of the show this week. We tried last week, but he had a terrible internet connection. So I'm kind of hoping this week we can get him on the air, because today, I believe, starts the NHL season. So we're going to talk some NHL hockey, make our division picks, our Stanley Cup picks, and all that. We're going to have a lot of fun today in the second hour of the show. Before we bring Ron in, though, don't forget, SportsWorldRadio.com's the place to listen to the show. I'm the host, Jeff Escow. We do this each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 o'clock on the east, 3 o'clock on the west, and if you live in the central,
figure it out for yourself.
That's right, kiddies. Want to get in touch with the show? 619-663-3715, 663-3715. That's the Skippy hotline. Give us a call. Also, follow us over there on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. And like our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio as well. Now, if you want to come and hang out in our chat room with us, we're over at Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. Head on over there, get yourself a free account. Type in Sports World Radio. Hit the little bubble down at the bottom of the screen. The player will come up at the bottom. Hit the heart, hit the bubble, open up the chat room, and start chatting away. That's what we all do here at Sports World Radio. We hang out in the chat room, and we talk, and we ask questions, and we answer questions. Don't forget 619-663-3715 is the number. Or if you want to ask us a question on our Facebook page, go right ahead. I'm on Facebook today. With all that out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that voice you heard a little while ago, the co-host of Sports World Radio, and in fact, boys and girls, this month, sometime in October, he can't remember the date, I can't remember the date, but someday in October, 6 years ago this month, Sean Mann, the update man, joined Sports World Radio. What's up, buddy?
I'm doing well, Jeff. Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this Wednesday, October 8th, 2014, 6:08 p.m. on the east, 3:08 p.m. on the west. Weather right now, overcast, kind of warm and stuff, but doing well on this opening night of the National Hockey League season. And I know I'm ready for it, but we'll save Ron for that.
Yeah, you got to be ready for it. You know why? If you're not ready for it, that's the only Boston team that's going to do worth the hill of beans anywhere.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hit the big Bruins fan when he's all fired up for tonight's game. Come on.
Red Sox are out and done. Okay, Boston Celtics ain't going anywhere. Who knows what the Patriots are gonna do? Your shot of winning a title this year must just rely on the Boston Bruins. How sad is that?
I have the Celtic gear out, and I'm proud to have the Celtic gear out. I'm not gonna put the Celtic gear away. I believe the Celtics will be just fine, and they're gonna come back, and they'll be better. And I'm very happy that I've got
they're going to be so
Bruins
fine.
Full swing.
They're going to be so fine. They're not even in the odds in the books out there in Nevada. That's how bad they are. How about that?
Oh, jeez.
That's right. We went through that yesterday. That was freaking hysterical, dude.
You have to rely on the Bruins. You don't have much of a life. LOL. Oh, Double A. That is cold,
Way to go,
buddy.
Double A.
Yeah, just keep bringing it, because tonight I'll be thinking of you, and the Bruins are whooping the Flyers, and then you won't be showing up tomorrow or Friday. You'll be in your hole in mourning.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever.
What do you mean? It's true. And then he'll be ready for Sunday night when the Giants are playing his Philadelphia Eagles, since he's a diehard Eagles fan because he lives in Philadelphia.
Uh-huh.
And then you got Browning, of course, the big LaBum follower, the big Eagles fan.
Okay, whatever. Sure.
Yeah?
That's what you think.
Patriots will be fine. Bruins will be fine. And then everybody here will start eating their words, just like what it was in October when the Red Sox won the World Series last year. I hate to break it to you.
Oh, poor baby.
Poor baby. I was happy last year.
You're not going to win nothing this year. You're going down. The Boston Bruins better. You know what? You'll be lucky if the Boston Bruins make the freaking
playoffs, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They will make the playoffs. They've got enough strong scoring, and they've got just enough to win it. They got good old Tuukka Rask who can make the difference. And you know what, Josh? It's going to be sad when your Blackhawks don't even win anything at all, because they had their little fun, two little lucky little cups, and they'll be horrible.
You go, boy. You go, boy. Well, the weather out here is gorgeous as usual. You know that.
Yep.
Sunny, beautiful. It's kind of nice. I just turned the air conditioner off before we went live. It's kind of beautiful out here. What do you expect? It's sunny San Diego for Jimmy Cricket's sakes.
Sunny and nice and sunny San Diego. That's cool.
Man, they're ripping you good in the chat room, showing your team as a championship material.
Something
at least
to give a heck about.
this year you go down. Look at them, man. They're just ripping you good today, Sean.
Yeah, I know. They're ripping me because they know that Boston sports is better than the crappy teams that they go.
So, Double A, you're in the house today in our let me reverse that. The Eagles and the Giants are playing Sunday night, correct?
That's right.
I think it's time.
Now, are we talking about a potential wager here?
Yes, I think we are. I think it's time. I'm ready. I'm going to put my face hair up against your head hair. You ready? I'm putting my face hair up against your head hair. You ready, buddy? Let's rock it.
Let's rock it and see what kind of a wager we got.
That's what I'm doing. My face hair up against your head hair. Come on. Let's bring it. I'm willing. I have no head hair. I'm as bald as you.
I'm as bald as you, so that won't work.
That's great.
Well, why don't you do a profile picture for a week?
No, I'm not buying no Philadelphia shirt right now. It's too early in the season. It's too early in the season for that crap. You know that, right? So NHL starts tonight. We got Ron Gallo coming on in. Second hour of the show, and we're going to talk a lot of NHL in the second hour of the show. I love that guy's voice, Mr. Ron Gallo. You know?
Double A says, what a puss.
Tough noogies tooties to you, my friend. Hey, Sean, how about the Dodgers getting knocked out of the playoffs, huh?
Congratulations, real quickly, and we'll save our picks for the NLCS. I'd like to do that tomorrow when Frank is on. But first off, congratulations to the St. Louis Cardinals. They won the National League Divisional Series yesterday. We were doing Sports World Radio. I saw the little update, and I saw that the Cardinals come back and beat Clayton Kershaw again.
Again. So what? You have a great freaking regular season. You ain't a hill of beans in the playoffs, my friend.
There's a problem with when it comes to the fact
Seventh
that
inning?
the Dodgers, every time they play the Cardinals in the postseason, they just have trouble beating them.
7th inning, right? Was it the
Seventh inning.
7th inning? Both games for Clayton Kershaw, right?
Yeah. Kershaw was on a roll. I kept feeling like Jeff after 6 innings. Dodgers had a 2-0 lead. I thought, I said if the Dodgers can just get 9 more outs, they'll have a chance to go back home and win this series tomorrow night, which was Thursday. But that did not happen, and the Dodgers are scratching their heads, and I know that it would not be very fun in La La Land now.
I'm glad the Dodgers are out.
Oh, you've been itching for that because you're so sick of the Dodgers.
Yeah. I'm and it's great. Kershaw might be good at the regular season, but he stinks in the playoffs. You know who he reminds me of from the NFL?
Who?
Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a little gets a little choky in the playoffs.
Well, now we got to go to the first commercial break. But we all have to start asking ourselves, what is it about the Dodgers where they just can't beat St. Louis? It just seems like there's some kind of a jinx.
Well, no, they have a terrible bullpen, the Dodgers. Terrible freaking bullpen. And I can guarantee you that team's going to be a lot different next year because they got a lot of free agents that are going to be gone. Team's going to be very, very different next year. We're going to run to our first commercial break. You listen to Jeff Escow and Showman on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hour of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
damn Skippy. Hey, check this out, boys and girls. The NFL owners approved the sale of the Buffalo Bills to the I'm going to try and pronounce this last name correctly, but I'm sure I'm going to botch it, and I apologize to them. The Pagulas, the owners of the Buffalo Sabres, now own the Buffalo Bills. Terry Pagula and his wife Kim were unanimously approved by the NFL owners today. So they have become the new owners of the Buffalo Bills. So you have the owners of the Buffalo Sabres as the owner of the Buffalo Bills now. How about that, my friend?
Glad
much
they got it done.
You know how much they paid for?
The decision is, do they keep the team in Buffalo,
They're
or
keeping
is it
the
just going to...
Hey, if he, okay, I'm going to say something to you, and don't get mad at me for saying it to you. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard you say. He owns the Buffalo Sabres. Do you really think he's going to move the Buffalo Bills?
No.
So
You never knew if he was
He's not,
if he was going to keep the Sabres
That's
in Buffalo
why,
and the Bills had moved to another place.
No, well, that's why they let him have the team, because I can almost guarantee you he says, I'm not moving the team. I'm the owner of the Buffalo Sabres. I got to stay here in Buffalo anyway. You know how much he bought the team for?
How much?
$1.4 billion. Let me say that again. $1.4 billion with a B. $billion. How about that, Sean? So you're telling me that the Buffalo Bills, as bad as they've been the last several years, correct, Sean?
Yeah.
That they're worth $1.4 billion? So if that crappy-ass team is worth $1.4 billion, what's the New York Giants worth?
A lot more.
What's the Dallas Cowboys worth?
More.
What's the Pittsburgh Steelers? If the Buffalo Bills are worth the Buffalo Bills, $1.4 billion, can you imagine, say, if Jerry Jones wanted to sell his team, how much he can get for them? Got to be somewhere in the ballpark of $3 to $5 billion, right?
Right.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Very nuts.
That's just sick. That shows you why the NFL is a $9 billion with a B billion-dollar industry. Right there. Drives me batty.
Josh goes, let Jerry Jones lover Skip Bayless handle the business side of the Cowboys. That's funny.
If Jerry Jones let Skip Bayless handle the business side of the Cowboys, they'd be declaring bankruptcy within 5 years. Hey, what did the dumbass say today? You know, I'm thinking about doing something. I'm thinking about having a Skippy segment every day so we could talk about what the dumbass talked about. What did Skippy say stupid today?
Skip Bayless came out today and he says, what the hell, Stephen A. Smith, he said. The Cowboys should be number 3 in the power rankings. Quote, I just don't believe the Philadelphia Eagles or Cincinnati Bengals should be above the Dallas Cowboys. Skip Bayless.
How about the San Diego Chargers, Skippy? You think they should be above the Dallas Cowboys?
Just wait until Jeff gets on his Twitter.
How about
Bayless
that,
said
Skippy?
The Cowboys can outdo Seattle's offense all day. That's another thing that he
man,
said.
you better. I'm telling you something right now, Skip Bayless. I'm telling you right now, they play Sunday night, right? No, they play. When do they play? Sunday, right? Those two, Denver and Seattle and Dallas just play Sunday afternoon, right?
Right.
I'm telling you right now, Skippy, you better hope and pray. You better hope and pray that the Dallas Cowboys win on Sunday. Because you know what's going to happen if they don't, right, Skippy? You know what's going to happen if they don't. I'm just telling you right now. You said it, and if they don't, I'm coming after you like there ain't no tomorrow.
Skip Bayless also said Thursday night football is best for the NFL business, and the fans needs to stop being selfish and greedy.
The fans need to stop being selfish and greedy. The fans. The fans need to be need to be selfish and greedy. What are you, a moron? You're giving us an inferior product to watch. And if you can't see that, you got to take your nose out of the NFL's ass because it's so deep buried up there, you don't even know what you're saying anymore, do you?
You don't even know what you're saying, and you're probably realizing that he is not making any sense, and he thinks that he knows everything, when in fact it's the same old stuff over
I
and
want
over
him on
again.
this radio show so freaking bad I can taste it.
Skip Bayless has said this today. He said that LeBron will destroy his San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, God.
All of this from the Skip Bayless perspective.
Hey, Skip. See, I like how he says LeBron will destroy the San Antonio Spurs. Last time I checked, Skip, they don't play 1-on-5 basketball, you freaking moron. It's 5-on-5. Okay? And if LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and those guys in Miami couldn't beat the San Antonio Spurs, what makes you think the freaking Cleveland Cavaliers are going to do it? You jackass. You better hope and pray that the Cleveland Cavaliers win their own division, let alone beating the freaking Spurs. The hell's the matter with you, Skip? The hell's the matter with you? Boy, he does say some stupid things, doesn't he?
He does.
Really drives me, really irks my toes.
Skip Bayless said that the Chargers will crumble in the playoffs like they always do, and the Cowboys are the most dangerous team in the NFL right now, and also said the Cavs will prove everybody wrong.
Hey, Skip, what are you going to say when Dallas loses on Sunday? Huh?
Jeff rest his case.
Hey, you know something? Come Monday, you know what I'm going to say to you, Skippy? You know what I'm going to say to you, Skippy? I rest my case. After Seattle beats the Dallas on Sunday, we do the show on Monday. I am opening up the show, and I'm going to say, hey, Skippy, I rest my case. And you want to know something? Here's a good prediction. Seattle knocks out freaking Tony Romo. Out of the game. Bye-bye. Watch. And then what are you going to say after that, Skippy? Huh? Huh, Skippy? Can't stand
He
you.
said Dallas will beat Seattle in upset Sunday. He said Seattle been kind of overrated this year.
Okay. How many 4-1 teams are there in the league?
Josh, you want to look that up?
I know Dallas is, right?
Right.
Right? I know the Chargers are, right?
Right.
Who else is 4-1 in the league? Is Seattle 4-1?
You've got San Diego 4-1, Dallas 4-1. Trying to remember who else.
I believe. Okay, I got it right here in front of me. Cincinnati's 3-1. Okay. Philadelphia is 4-1. Dallas is 4-1.
San Diego's 4-1. So it's the Chargers, Cowboys, and Philadelphia. That's what Josh just told me.
Okay, thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Right. So, with that being said, you got Dallas, who's 4-1, right? Going up against Seattle, who's 3-1, correct?
Correct.
So Dallas loses. They're now 4-2. Seattle's 4-1. And all of a sudden, they better jump ahead of Dallas. To me, Dallas being at 4-1 still don't make them a top 5 team in the NFL, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, well, we remember what we talked about yesterday. We talked about how Dallas was going to be the team that hasn't played anybody really competitive. The only team that they played competitive that they got thumped against was the San Francisco 49ers. We got some more to get to on this. We got to run to our second commercial break. Remember, we're only 30 minutes away from bringing in Ron Gallo. Actually, yeah, Ron's coming in the second hour.
You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Man on
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Man, bringing you the fastest 2 hour of sports talk on the internet. I guarantee it. Every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
figure it out for yourself.
Damn Skippy. All right, Sean. So before we went to break, we were talking
about the Dallas Cowboys playing against the Seattle Seahawks and how Skip Bayless has made an upset special of the weekend, saying Dallas will beat Seattle.
He really thinks that, doesn't he?
He thinks it, believes it, and knows it, according to him.
According to him. Is that what he says? I believe it, I think it, I believe it, and I know it?
Yeah.
You're a jackass.
He said Seattle been overrated.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What does he say?
Let's see, Chargers and Cowboys. He said that the Cowboys are not the accident waiting to happen and will win the Super Bowl in Arizona, and everybody will know that Skip was right.
Oh, my God. Please. Please, just kill me now. Really? Just shoot me in the head right now, Skippy. You're a moron. I can't wait to see what he's got. I can't wait for you to tell me what he's going to say Monday, what he said on Monday about his freaking Cowboys losing to Seattle. Does he really think that? Come on. Come on, man.
There's no way, in my opinion, that Skip Bayless will have very much to say after Dallas gets thumped by Seattle.
Hey, Sean.
I'm calling it blowout.
Hey, Sean. I sure as hell hope that Seattle beats them.
I hope so, too. This is a big test for them.
And too bad the Sunday night game happens to be the Giants in Philadelphia, because I would have loved to seen that Dallas-Seattle game.
Where I live, I will get it here.
You will get it there because that Seattle's like your home team, right?
Patriots, you know that.
No, I mean, but where you live, you Seattle's like the home team where you live, right? In Idaho?
Big.
Right.
5 hours away from Seattle.
Right. So they're like the home team there in Idaho, so you'll get to watch that game for sure. And I'm looking at the schedule here. Oh, the Chargers are playing in Oakland. So that's the afternoon game I'm going to get. Now, let me see something. The Chargers are on CBS. And that Seattle game, notice how I said Seattle game, not the other team. The Seattle game is on Fox. So I might just get that game. Now, if I do, I'm going to be... I don't know which game I guess I'll have to watch both games. That's going to be pretty tough to be able to watch both games.
I believe everybody will be looking forward to seeing Seattle and Dallas just to see how that'll turn out. Josh says Jeff will close Sports World Radio if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
No, I didn't say that, did I?
That's what, according to Josh, though. That's his opinion.
I wouldn't make that bet. I'm not that stupid, Josh. I wouldn't make that bet.
Then Jerry Jones could come back and say, how does it feel now? You all don't have anything to say about me and criticize my job because I just won the Super Bowl.
No, you want to know something? if the freaking Cowboys win Sunday against Seattle, we're going to have to listen to Skip Bayless and Jerry Jones all week long, because you know Jerry Jones will be talking about that win if it happens. You know that as well as I do. He won't be able to keep his mouth shut. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I am looking at next Sunday's TV guide on my computer. And I happen to get, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing here. The early game for me, come on, quickly. Oh, that stinks. The early game for me is the Packers at Dolphins. That's the morning game for me. That's the only morning game I get on Sunday. Okay? But I get 2 afternoon games, Mr. Shawnee. I get the Charger-Raider game on CBS. And according to my TV guide schedule, I get the Seahawk game. How about that? I'm going to get to watch that Cowboys-Seahawk game. So I think I'm going to end up watching that game because I'm pretty sure that the Chargers are going to kick the crap out of the Raiders. You know? That's what I'm going to do, Shawnee. I'm going to watch the Cowboys-Seahawk game. I get it on TV. You know damn well I'm going to watch it. How about that? Am I right, buddy?
You're right. You're finally going to get your wish to hopefully see Seattle just blow out Dallas.
That's right, man. Damn freaking Skippy on that one. That's right. I'm going to be rooting hard for Seattle in that game, man. Hard.
Josh, I don't think Jeff would go with that bet and say, put Sports World Radio on the line and say, will you close Sports World Radio if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl?
No. Not on a Seattle Dallas game. Are you freaking kidding me? Listen, I might look stupid, but I'm really not. Right, Sean?
Right.
I might look stupid, but I ain't, boys and girls. I know my stuff. I would not put Sports World Radio on the line for that. No freaking way in hell. No freaking way in hell would I do that. Shawnee, that's just nuts, man. That's just nuts.
That would be nuts indeed, but you know Jerry Jones.
Oh, he wants to know if they win the Super Bowl?
He'll stick it to the media and everybody.
If they win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Ask me after this 5-game stretch they got. Okay? I'll tell you what. If they're 5-5 after this 5-game stretch, I'll place that bet. I'll place that bet. But right now, I don't know. I don't know right now. That's kind of tricky. You know what I mean? That is kind of tricky. I don't know if I would do that.
And Skip Bayless thinks that San Diego will crumble, losing the playoffs.
I don't think so. San Diego, the Chargers? Now, the Chargers are doing things backwards. Okay? They're doing things backwards. Way backwards. Because normally, they play bad in the first 4 games. Normally, they're 1-4. They end up, and they have to win their last 3 or 4 games just to get into the playoffs. This year, they're doing it backwards. This year, they're 4-1 right now. And they're playing really good football. So, I don't know what the heck's going on. I like to see it stay this way. And they have a big 3 weeks coming up because they play all AFC West divisional opponents. They're going Oakland, Denver, Kansas City, I believe it is, or Oakland, Kansas City, Denver, something like that. But, yeah, they're playing all the division opponents in the next 3 weeks. So, the next 3 weeks, we'll know where the Chargers stand. You know what I mean, Shoney?
We'll know in the next couple weeks where the standings will be, where the Cowboys will be, where the Chargers will be. Be interesting to see. I think the team that everybody will be focusing on will be the Dallas Cowboys, in fact, because everybody knows that we've seen what's happened the last 3 years with the 8-8 seasons.
Yeah. You know what happens with an 8-8 season, don't you?
Yeah. How it just has ended always in heartbreak for the Dallas Cowboys. And that's why you see fans, the fan base is gone. And even though they're 4-1 right now, still a feeling like, can they get it together? Can they get it together? And can they be the team that's going to go out there, win these tests, win these games, and hope that they can have a chance to at least have a shot to win it? But I don't see it happening. They're not going to get past Seattle. They're not going to get past the Giants. Those 2 games against the Giants, Dallas got very lucky to win both games, especially with the fact that the Giants have always owned the Cowboys ever since the Cowboys moved into that new stadium.
Right. Exactly. And that stadium lately has become road games for them. I mean, when you're at home and you have to go to a silent count, that kind of stinks, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Right.
It kind of stinks, man. That's not good for you. Right?
Right. See you, Double A.
See you, buddy.
He goes, why do I have Jim Mora in my head screaming, playoffs? Playoffs?
Because it's stuck in his head. It's always been stuck in his head. Playoffs? What are you, crazy? Playoffs?
So we'll see how I think with the Cowboys, 44 minutes after the hour on the 8th of October, 2004, I think it's the month of December. That's crunch time. That's going to be the time where everybody's wondering, okay, can they keep it together? Do they have a shot to hold on and win the NFC East division? Or are we going to see the repeat that we've seen the last 3 years? That's the biggest question.
We're probably going to see a repeat of what we've seen in the last 3 years.
And I think that's, like even said on the show a few days ago, he's just kind of preparing, waiting for it, and then realizing that the media will blow it out of proportion why the Dallas Cowboys don't get in the playoffs. Because I know that ESPN, NFL Network, Fox Sports, CNN, SI, all focus on the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. All focus on the Cowboys.
They blow it out of proportion. I'm like saying, I need to shut this TV off. You hear the same.
Yeah, I get sick and tired of listening to
repetition.
It sometimes. Yeah, I get sick and tired of listening to it sometimes. It drives me freaking bananas, man.
They brag about the Cowboys, and it's just, it makes you tired.
Drives me freaking bananas a lot of the times. It really does.
First update?
First update it is. This update is brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. Head on over to ShirtShopper.net and get all or any T-shirt you want from ShirtShopper.net. They got funny sayings. They got TV shows. They got all your sports teams over there. They got top-rated T-shirts. Head on over to ShirtShopper.net and get your T-shirt today. Sean Mann, update number 1. Take it away.
Thanks, Jeff. Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio. 46 minutes after the hour. In the NBA, here are the preseason games that they have. Alabama college basketball team defeats San Antonio 94-93. Charlotte Hornets at the Philadelphia 76ers. Washington Wizards at the New Orleans Pelicans. The New York Knicks at the Boston Celtics. Memphis Grizzlies at the Milwaukee Bucks. Oklahoma City Thunder at the Denver Nuggets. And Phoenix playing another team. It's a Knoll. In the National Hockey League tonight is opening night for NHL. It'll be the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Philadelphia Flyers at the Boston Bruins, NBC Sports Network. Vancouver Canucks at the Flames. San Jose Sharks taking on the Los Angeles Kings. In the NFL, tomorrow night on CBS and the NFL Network, the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. In MLB, the playoffs are all set for the League Championship Series. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series is Friday night on TBS, and that will feature the Kansas City Royals at the Baltimore Orioles. In the National League Championship Series, it will be Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. The San Francisco Giants taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. All of you know that it was 2 years ago that the Giants and the Cardinals played in the NLCS. The Cardinals blew a 3-1 lead, and the Giants won that series in 7 games. And they took the World Series. The Cardinals have been in the National League Championship Series the last 3 years, 2011, 2012, and 2013. Now they're back at it again. So we'll see what ends up happening in this competitive National League Championship Series. Whoever wins out of both of these will be in the World Series. One team will represent the American League, and a team will represent the National League, and then it all comes down to the World Series matchup. Somebody will be crowned the world champions. For Sports World Radio, I'm Sean Mann. That is your update. Update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. When we come back from the commercial break and the update, more sports talk.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West. If you live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
On SportsWorldRadio.com. That's right. That's right. In fact, you know something? If you miss any show, you can go over to SportsWorldRadio.com and listen to the show that was aired the day before, because that'll be on there until the next show airs. Or something even better than that. Head on over to iTunes. That's right. iTunes. And subscribe to our iTunes channel and never, ever miss a episode of Sports World Radio. Ain't that so there, Mr. Shawnee?
Technology is growing, no question about
Technology's a bitch, ain't it? How about them
Sure
apples
is.
right there, huh? And don't forget, this month, because I don't know what the date is, so this month, Sean and I are celebrating our 6-year anniversary together. Can you believe that this little punk has been with me for 6 years? Can you believe that?
That is really boring.
That is really boring?
No, I'm just kidding.
You've been putting up with me for 6 years, dude. I don't know many people that can do that.
Just have fun and realize that time flies when you're having fun. That's what I said to Jeff on a commercial break.
Yeah, I don't know many people that can do that shit. Hang with me for 6 years. I went, you know how many co-hosts I went through before you stuck with me for all these crappy years you've been with me? I don't mean crappy, you know that.
Many.
Yeah, I don't mean crappy, you know that. Yeah. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4, maybe 5 co-hosts before I found you, you lucky rat bastard, you. How about that, huh? So all month long, Sean and I will be celebrating our 6 years together. I can't believe it, dude. So I've been putting up with your crap for 6 years?
Time goes quick.
And I was talking to Sean during the break. 6 years, he's been with me. And I've been doing this show. I figured it out. I've been doing the show since 2002. So boys and girls, I've been doing this show for 12 years. How crazy is that? 12 years, Sean. That's a long time, ain't it?
Crazy.
Right? That's a really long time, ain't it?
Long time indeed.
I know.
The next topic we get to a little bit of Major League Baseball. Again, the National League Championship Series mentioned in the update, all taken care of. It's all set. It'll be the Giants taking on the Cardinals. I watched that game. I felt the Nationals had a chance to win the game after Harper hit that solo shot. But the thing about postseasons is you make a mistake, it's going to cost you, and that's exactly what happened last night to the Nationals. I thought if they could just hold them and get out of that inning, they'll have a chance. But walks and hits will sting and hurt you. Big time.
Walks and boy, that's a pretty smart statement there, my friend. You know that?
It is, because that's exactly what the Nationals had a chance last night, just have an opportunity to get the series back to D.C., and for some reason they all of this series between the Nationals and Giants was very much low scoring. There wasn't a lot of offense involved.
No, not a lot of offense involved at all. And some good defensive plays, though, huh?
Some good defensive plays, but the thing that will live with the Nationals for a while, that's going to hurt them, that they'll look back on, is a wild pitch. That was the game.
Wild pitch.
Wild pitch that gave the Giants a 3-2 lead.
Well, and it really wasn't a wild pitch. It was what? Lobbed over his head, right?
Right.
They were walking the guy, and he screwed it up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How bad does that pitcher feel?
He will be living with that for a while for the Nationals. And for Washington, another year where they had the opportunity to get it done in the divisional series, but they had everything in place. Matt Williams did a great job as manager of the Nationals. They went 96-66. 2 years ago, the Nationals went 99-63. They lose to the Cardinals in 5 games, and then 2 years later, they end up losing to the San Francisco Giants. So now we look at a very good NLCS matchup, and we've seen these two teams in the playoffs quite a bit over the last, what can we say, 3 years? Yeah, 3 years, actually going back to 2010. Because as you pointed out, Jeff, it's always been the Giants where they have won the even years, like 2010. Ring a bell? Giants won the World Series against the Texas Rangers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And last
2012.
Last 3 or 4 years, right? Is it the last 3 or 4 years?
It's always been somehow the Giants or the Cardinals in the postseason.
Well, how many? These guys played each other, what, last 3 years in a row?
They played in the 2012 NLCS. I don't think it's been three years.
2012. Yeah, sorry, 2012. I'm sorry. Thank you. 2012. So they played against each other, and since it is San Francisco and St. Louis, and I know Josh, the producer of Sports World Radio, I know for a fact he didn't want neither of those teams in. Kind of pisses him off. Yes, the rant yesterday of Skip Bayless got us an explicit rating. How about that? Well. I know for a fact Josh didn't want these two teams playing again because he's sick and tired of seeing the same two teams.
I said the same thing to you
I know,
when you
said,
messaged me
exactly.
on Facebook Messenger yesterday.
Exactly. You and Josh are on the same page on this one. I understand that, fellas. But now that it has happened,
there's nothing we can do about it.
There's nothing we can do about it. And can we agree? Thanks, Josh. Can we agree to have Kansas City and St. Louis in the World Series now? Now that St. Louis is actually playing for the division? Hey, Browning, can we agree to that?
It's possible.
Because I don't want to see the Giants in it. That's for damn sure.
I don't know.
Even
it's
though
going
I
to
am
be such a hard decision for me still, because I've seen these two teams in the National League in their too much over the last 4 years. So it's like a toss-up. I'm kind of like thinking, well, I don't really care who wins this NLCS. One team will be knocked out, and I'll be happy about it. Then another team have to deal with them in the World Series because it's been amazing. It's like I said, Giants, they beat Texas. In 2011, it was the Cardinals when they won that unbelievable 7-game series against a very, very good Texas Rangers team. And the Rangers haven't been the same since that 2011 Fall Classic. 2012, it was the Giants that swept the Detroit Tigers. Then last year, the Cardinals were able to win in 6 games against the LA Dodgers in the NLCS and then end up losing the Red Sox last year. Now all of a sudden you got these two teams in it, and now a rematch. And I know that the Cardinals, before we get to this commercial break, are realizing they want revenge because, as I mentioned in the update, 2 years ago the Cardinals blew a 3-1.
Yeah, I know that, but Sean, don't you know that the San Francisco Giants have been winning the World Series on the even years? They won it in 2010, won it in 2012. Now they're going to win it in 2014. That's the way it's been going for them. Right?
The Giants are the hottest team in the postseason as of late. They're 11-1 in the last 12.
I disagree with that statement.
Disagree with that?
100%. The hottest team in the playoffs right now is the Kansas City Royals.
That too.
I think they're the hottest team in the playoffs right now.
That too. And I wanted the Nationals to win, but Nationals made some mistakes that they're going to have to deal with, live with, because, and the same goes for the Dodgers. I know in LA it's probably a black time to be a baseball fan, especially in the City of Angels, because I'm sure some people wanted maybe to have like a Dodger-Angel World Series. That didn't happen.
I know. How crazy
and
is
the
that?
Nationals I thought the Nationals would have a chance to be in the Fall Classic. That didn't happen. Baseball's a crazy game in the postseason. Anything can happen.
It is, isn't it?
Indeed. Commercial break.
What do you say? Hey, commercial break time there, my friend? Let's do a commercial break. Hopefully on the other side of this commercial we'll have Ron Gallo, Sports World Radio's hockey guru. And with hockey season starting, should be fun. We'll be right back. You're listening to Jeff Escal and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey, Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 on the East, 3 on the West, and if you live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, you need to figure it out for yourself.
And if they haven't by now, I feel sorry for you. Hey, you know what time it is in the mountain?
Who knows?
I know. It's only 1 hour different than where we are here in the West. So if it's 3 o'clock here in the West, what time is it in the mountain, Sean?
Yeah, 5:05 p.m. on the mountain time zone.
That would be Central time zone. The mountain time zone's only an hour, so it's 4:04 here. It's 5:05 mountain time. You're right. It'd be 6:05 Central time. It'd be 7:04 Eastern time. I know all the time zones. I just like playing around with you little boys and girls. Hey.
And in Canada, there's 2 more time zones. There's one for Halifax and there's one for Newfoundland. It's actually 8 o'clock in Halifax and 8:30 in Newfoundland.
What kind of crap is that? Ron Gallo, the hockey guru of Sports World Radio, joining us with his deep voice. It's got a cold, and I've been busting his chops while we were on hold, telling him he wouldn't have that cold if he would just stay home instead of gallivanting around Canada, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes.
Gallivanting, you betcha.
That's what you were doing, right?
Well, I mean, since you and I last talked, I did the Great Big West Coast Trail. I did the Mad Moose Marathon. I did the CIBC Run for a Cure. Yeah, I was a little bit busy.
Yeah, you gallivanted.
West Coast Trail, by the way, it's absolutely amazing.
I was kind of jealous.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish that son of a bitch called me up and asked me to go with him.
It was a tough hike, let me tell you.
Not saying I would do it, but I would like to have been asked. I would love to do something like that, but I just don't have the stamina to do it.
No, there's some great hiking trails where you're at.
Yeah, but I the pictures that you posted on Facebook were freaking awesome.
Yeah, what about those whales? Those were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. So yeah, you've been gallivanting around Canada lately, so he got himself a cold. Way to go, bro.
Yep, got a cold on Sunday when I was running in that CIBC Run for the Cure.
There you go. Okay, so this week, or today I should say, is the opening puck drop in the NHL, ain't it?
Absolutely. The pregame shows are underway right now. We're minutes away from puck drop in both Toronto and in Boston. In Boston, the Philadelphia Flyers are in town at the TD Garden to take on the Boston Bruins, and the age-old original rivalry, especially in Canada, Montreal Canadiens in Toronto, the center of the universe, to take on the Maple Leafs. I'm pretty sure I know that Sean's going to go with Boston, but I don't think there's a surprise. I'm going with Montreal in Toronto for tonight's game. There's 2 later starts as well on the West Coast. One of them features the Stanley Cup defending champions against the perennial Stanley Cup failure team, the San Jose Sharks. That's going to be an interesting one out there near you. But the San Jose Sharks taking on the Los Angeles Kings. That's a 7 o'clock start, and a little closer to where I'm at, 1 time zone over in the mountain time zone, if you will. The Calgary Flames are going to be hosting the Vancouver Canucks. This is going to be an interesting game because the Calgary Flames went through a huge rebuilding last year and are full of young talent. But the young talent has actually impressed through the preseason, unlike their rival to the north, the Edmonton Oilers, who seem to still can't figure it out. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the NHL and how things play out. But tonight, certainly a couple of marquee matchups. South of the border in the United States, the big matchup tonight has to be the Philadelphia Flyers and the Boston Bruins, I would suggest.
I would think so. And you want to know something? Why they're playing hockey in L.A. today? It's freaking 80 degrees. Way to go.
And that's about the temperature it was when the Kings hoisted the cup.
Yes, I know, right?
So, interesting thing. I mean, the one question that's on the lips of every sports prognosticator in the hockey world can the Los Angeles Kings do it again? Can they repeat this year? It'll actually be 5 years that they've hoisted a Stanley Cup. That would be huge for the hockey market on that West Coast, on the Golden Coast. The Los Angeles Kings are for sure one of the favorites to make it through to the Final Four. Are they going to be a divisional champion? I'm not sure. I hear later on we're going to be breaking it down for divisional champions and see whether or not Los Angeles comes out of the Pacific Division in your pick, Jeff.
Yeah, who's going to come out of there? That's going to be interesting, too, for me to see that.
Yeah, we'll leave it for a little while. Like you said before, we'll leave it until the bottom of the hour. But
I've been looking at
anybody
the
who's
teams.
listening should head on over to NHL.com and take a look at the standings, and you'll be able to see an alphabetical list of the 4 divisions and no realignment. So the NHL Western Conference
has 14
still
teams.
has 2 divisions that I feel are 1 team short.
Yes, but the West Conference only has 14 teams, and the East has 16. That's a joke and a half.
That's what I mean, right? We talked about this time last year, how the Detroit Red Wings are sitting in the Atlantic Division when they should really be in the Central Division. So you have 15 teams in each conference, and you have 2 divisions, one in each conference that has 7 teams, and the other one that would have 8.
I don't like this Atlantic, Metropolitan, Central, freaking Pacific bull crap.
Yeah, the word Go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying, this is the worst decision Gary Bettman ever decided on, to just do it like this with all the standings. He should have left it the way it was, and that's why he is a joke of a commissioner, just like Bud Selig is. I'm sorry for bringing him up. I'm talking NHL. And Roger Goodell, because these 3 are stupid. They don't know what they're doing, and they're ruining the game by just trying to try new things, new playoff formats. And now with Gary Bettman, it's just a mistake with the whole situation with the standings. I don't get it.
Well, I don't know. There's a recent poll, and I sent you guys a link on it, but Gary Bettman is being touted as the best of the pro sports
I saw that. Yeah, I saw it, and I just sat there shaking my head when you tagged me on that post on Facebook, Ron, and wow. What did you think of it, Jeff? For Gary Bettman.
I think he's a joke and a half, but I read an article. It's funny that you asked me that, because I read an article yesterday saying that Gary Bettman is the best commissioner of all, and I couldn't believe what I was reading. How about that?
Well, I mean, you look at what's happening in NFL, and right now the teams in the NFL, you got to admit, they're swimming in cash. But when you look at the commissioner, he looks like he's falling apart at the seams. And I don't know that he's going to be able to retain his position at the helm of NFL for much longer, because certainly if the front man is having difficulties like he is having, the owners who are enjoying unprecedented success will want to stop bleeding, and they're gonna. I think you're gonna see a change in the NFL.
You think so?
I do. I don't see Bettman going anywhere. I really don't. Hockey is pretty healthy in most regions. There's strong talk of expansion in both Seattle and in Las Vegas. And when you look at those, we'll go back to the standings and go back to the divisions again. If you ended up with a team in Las Vegas and a team in Seattle, and guess what? You now have 4 divisions with 8 teams each, because you'll have 36
yeah,
teams.
I saw that he was going to be adding 2 new teams to the.
Well, those seem to be the front runners. Long gone are the eastern teams or the eastern cities that are, talking about potentially having an NHL team. I think of Ohio and Cleveland had been talking about it for a while. But long gone are those talks. It's now all about the West. And right now, the West has been enjoying a lot of success on and off the ice, thanks in large part to the fact that 3 of the last 4 Stanley Cups have been won by a Western Conference team. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Kings doing it twice, the Chicago Blackhawks doing it twice. Boston Bruins snuck in there and maybe stole one away from one of the Western teams with the Vancouver Canucks losing in 7 games.
Right.
So, the West seems to be where it's at as far as hockey growth goes, which is kind of interesting if you think about where the population bases are and how professional sports is geared to the metropolis, if you will, of New York. I mean, it's the media mogul of the world. And when you're playing anywhere west of the central time zone, you don't end up getting a final score in the newspapers. You don't get mentions on the late night newscasts because the games are ending after their cutoff.
Right.
So that's where you see kind of unique situation in the fact that if we get 2 more teams out in the West Coast, you and I, Sean, we're not, or you and I, Jeff and Sean, we're not going to notice. We're not going to really care. We're going to pay attention. We're not going to see the start of the 4 o'clock game because we're just going to be finishing up our last hour of our 9 to 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get home. We'll catch the last 2 hours. We'll find out the score, and then we'll settle in and watch the West Coast game. And no big deal. We're going to bed at our normal time.
Right.
That's not the case out east, obviously.
No,
and on
not
that
out
note,
east.
we're going to run to a commercial break. Back with more.
Sean cutting me off.
No,
What?
hey, man, he's got to watch the clock for us. You're listening to Jeff Esca, Showman Ron Gallo on
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. I just said a comment to the guys in the room, and then I started counting down so they couldn't answer me. So ha, 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 ha. I love doing that to them. Jeff Escal, Sean Man, Ron Gallo right here doing this each and every. Ron joins us every Wednesday in the second hour of the show to bring us his NHL hockey perspective. As you know, he is the NHL guru of Sports World Radio. What else you got for us, Ron? How excited are you about the season starting? Because I know you're very happy about NHL.
Well, the season starting is huge, as you know. I mean, this is what everybody who follows the game of hockey has been waiting for. The countdown's been on for weeks, and certainly everybody's looking towards the television for one of 4 games, or maybe even catching 2 of 4 games here tonight. And the rest of the teams will all start getting into action here as the week progresses. Everybody will be starting to see action here fairly quickly, and the schedule opens up right quick. I mean, 4 games on opening night. It's a nice little sample of the NHL, and then certainly when you move forward and you start looking at a couple of other games, Thursday is chock full of games. I think all but 4 teams are playing on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And then Friday, there's only 1 game. And then Saturday, of course, everybody's in action. Saturday really is the marquee night for hockey.
Yeah, it is. So it's going to be fun for a hockey guy like yourself. I know you are very happy about hockey being back on the airwaves. For me, I won't get into it until the playoffs. You know that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are like that, and it comes from the way the media handles the game in the United States. I mean, they don't spend nearly as much time focusing on the entirety of the season as they do from the Winter Classic through to the playoffs. There's more games on television after the turn of the calendar heading into the postseason in the United States than there certainly is before, whereas here in Canada, if there's a game on, if there's a game being played, chances are you're going to find it on one of the television stations you have access to.
Correct. And I'm sure that L.A. Anaheim game is going to be on TV tonight. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, L.A. Kings and the San Jose Sharks, absolutely, that one's going to be on. That's a 7 o'clock start out here on the west, 10 o'clock out in the east. But as we were mentioning at the top of the hour when you brought me in, this is a big game because the Los Angeles Kings certainly are carrying a target on their back. Everybody's gunning for their title. They are the defending Stanley Cup champions. And as a side note, I have 2 members of the Spruce Kings sitting not too far away from me. And during the commercial break, I asked them. And one of them actually thinks that the Los Angeles Kings have the team that can do damage and hoist the cup one more time come June.
Well, you know something? That's kind of funny you said that because we are making our picks, of course, coming up in a little bit. And I was, going through all the teams, and I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but I was looking at maybe the Kings repeating.
I say that that's a tall order, and certainly it's something that's extremely difficult to do in the game that's being played today. You look at previous back-to-back champions, and you do have to go back a while, but I mean, those were dynasty teams. What you're suggesting is if they can repeat, then you're looking at another dynasty team in 2015, perhaps unheard of in professional sports in the last decade.
Perhaps. I'd like to see him do it.
Look what's happening in baseball. I mean, owners go out and try and buy these elite teams, and if I'm not mistaken, baseball has turned into a playoff series of underdogs.
Correct. And I like to see that happen to football, but it's not. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen in the NFL. Right?
Well, it's still early. I mean, they still have a few weeks to play out, but certainly some teams have struggled, and that's going to be the case. And after tonight, 4 teams are going to have 2 points, and 4 teams are going to have no points. So
you got a team, right? You got a team in Major League Baseball, the Kansas City Royals, who's got the lowest payroll in the playoffs.
Now, weren't they taking on the highest payroll? No, that was the never mind. Sorry. But, yeah, the lowest payroll makes it through in a sweep.
Mm-hmm. They swept the best team in the major leagues because they had the best record, Anaheim. So they swept them.
Wow.
That's a tall order right there.
It's huge.
And if they can do that to them, Baltimore plays the same kind of ball that Kansas City plays. They can play it all. They can hit home runs. They run. They got good defense. They got good bats. They both got good pitching. It's going to be a very fun series to watch. Very fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Should be exciting, should be big, and see for a long NHL hockey season.
But that's not what we're... Yeah, so now let's get back into hockey. So, how many games are tonight?
4 on tonight.
Just 4 on
opening night rosters have all been released for all of the teams. When you look at the Boston Bruins, they're actually pretty healthy. They're only injured players tonight. Of note, David Krejci and Mark Servard. He's still got concussion problems. Gregory Campbell is out, and Anthony Camara. They're taking on the Philadelphia Flyers. That game is just underway. On the injured list for the Philadelphia Flyers, Chris Pronger is still listed as an injured player, although he didn't play anything last year. Kimmo Timonen is out, Ryan White is out, and Matthew Conan is out.
Ooh, look at this. That's kind of nice.
What are we looking at?
Since we are talking hockey, and I kind of know what the hockey channel is now after a year of trying to figure out where hockey's being played on my TV, I went right to the hockey channel this time. The Versus channel, and they have the NBC Sports on, and I happen to have the Philadelphia Flyers going against Sean's Boston Bruins.
Hey, Jeff, I want to throw this out there. There was an impromptu poll put out because this year marks the introduction of fines for diving. Guess who won the poll? Which player, NHL player, won the poll for diving?
Which player?
The player
He's gotta be a
suspected of
Boston
getting the
guy.
first fine and maybe even leading all players in fines
Boston.
is none other than Boston Bruins' Brad Marchand.
Way to go, Sean. That's a good team you got there. People who fake falling down. This ain't soccer, you know. Hey, are they doing something different with the boards this year?
No, they were looking at putting in what's called like a warning track.
Yes, around the board.
That
What, it would be like
yeah, no
6
warning track.
What was it going to be, like 6 to 8 inches away from the track?
Well, what it was going to be is just a continuation of, you know how the board at the bottom has the yellow stripe on it?
Correct.
So the yellow stripe would continue into the ice.
Right. I saw them. I saw them. I watched. You know what? Prepping for your show appearance today. Me, and you know me, I'm not an NHL guy. Me, I watched a video of them actually putting that yellow line on the ice and how they do it. There's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do. One of the things that I'm privy to is the creation of an ice arena. What I mean is from the cement floor to the finished ice and the different layers that go into it to make it. You have a base layer, which isn't very thick at all. It's just basically so you have a base layer to work with. And then you have colored ice, which is white. And then you'll paint, and then you'll seal it with another clear coat of ice, and that's how you get your ice. It's actually not that thick.
And they painted a lot, though.
They do paint it a lot.
They painted an awful lot, and I didn't like that yellow line being on the ice. It's kind of like the warning track in baseball.
Exactly, and there was lots of discussion. I think you and I actually had that discussion in the summer.
Right.
But the warning track, even in baseball, if you're running full tilt, you get 1 foot into that dirt, you're not necessarily going to have a chance to give up or ease up. You're still going to hit the wall.
Right. And then I also saw, and I can't remember what team it was, that they were putting hologram advertising because they have yellow up on their wall, like a green screen, and they put it on the ice, and they were advertising local advertisements on the TV during the game, and only the people on the TV could see it.
There is
green screens on the ice now.
That advertising is actually in the glass behind the net.
In the glass.
If you watch on television, you will see an ad, and then the next time you see that end glass, you'll see a different ad.
Yeah.
But when you're in the arena, you can't see that.
You can only see that. How crazy is that?
Yeah, well.
That's the next technology. They're going to start putting that stuff on the glass so the people on TV can see advertising better. How crazy is that?
Exactly.
And then you know what's be pretty cool? When the advertising's on the glass and somebody gets checked right into the glass and the glass breaks. That would be awesome.
We were talking about some of the rules. I have the list of rule changes, and since we were talking about diving or embellishment, just wanted to let you know that the fine system has been put out. The first incident is just a warning. There's no fine for the player or the coach. And I'll remind you about the coach, because the second incident is $2,000 for the player. Third incident is $3,000. It goes up to $5,000 for the fifth incident, and then every time after that will be $5,000.
So they don't. So in other words, how many times are they allowed to flop until they actually get suspended from a game?
There's no suspension. It's only fines.
No, that's not going to stop them at all.
And that's a carry on through the entire season. So it's not just 8 times in one game. It's 8 times in the season, or 10 times, or whatever.
Yeah,
but the coach, if Brad Marchand does it 4 times, the coach will get fined $2,000 as well.
Okay, 4 times in one game or 4 times for the season?
4th time in the season.
See, that's ridiculous. Coach got nothing to do with that. That's ridiculous.
The coach does, though, because the coach has a little bit of control over the player, and if he knows that let's use the name Brad Marchand. If Brad Marchand is at 3, he knows to talk to the player and say, no more of that shit.
Well, I got a better idea. Instead of fining them after the 4th time during the season, how about suspend them for 1 game?
Somebody needs to make $1, I think. I don't know.
I think they should. The money's not going to hurt them. Taking them away taking them from the game is going to hurt them more than the money.
Yeah.
You know that as well as I do. The money don't mean nothing to them.
The money doesn't mean anything to the players.
It's pocket change.
They were talking about Brad Richards of the Los Angeles Kings, and
Ron,
I mean, he could pay for all of his fines just with the bonus check that he got for winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, but Ron, you know damn well if the head coach gets fined, you know damn well the team's going to pay that. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Come on. You know
one of the other interesting changes is with overtime.
Hold on,
you
Ron.
remember
Hold that thought.
the previous overtimes? It was always like a 2-minute intermission. The players went to the bench, and the ice scraper, not the Zamboni, just the people with the shovels came out and they just cleared away the snow. And then the players went back to their original end.
Ron, hold that thought. We got to run to a break. Hold that thought, buddy.
All right.
Hold that thought. Let's run to it. We have our final update to get to. Let's get to our final update. We'll go to commercial, and then we'll talk about what you just wanted to talk about, because I talked over you so nobody could understand what you were saying, because I wanted you to stop so we can run to
I just heard it on delay, Jeff. I can hear you going, Ron.
Well, Ron, turn the show off and listen to us in your ear.
Oh, I am.
It'll probably be better that way. We're going to run to a quick update. This update is brought to you by KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. Looking for tea? You need some coffee? You need a new coffee machine? Head on over to KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, 1 cup at a time. That's KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. This is our final update of the day. Take it away, Sean, man.
NHL games on this Wednesday, the 8th of October, 2014, 33 minutes after the hour. Canadians at Maple Leafs. The game on the NBC Sports Network. It'll be the Flyers taking on the Bruins. Going back to that game, the Flyers have just gotten a goal to start the season. They lead 1-0, Montreal does, against Toronto. The Canucks at Flames and Sharks at Kings. NFL tomorrow, it will be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. Thursday Night Football on CBS NFL Network. In MLB, the playoffs are all set. It will be Game 1 of the ALCS, which will be Friday. The Royals at the Orioles. Saturday is Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. The Giants taking on the Cardinals. This update was brought to you by KeuregCoffeeMachines.com. We will be right back after this update and commercial break.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal Showman Ron Gallo, who joins us every Wednesday in the second hour of the show to talk NHL hockey. The puck just dropped in the Boston Flyers game, so that game is underway. We're talking overtime changes or the new changes in NHL, and Ron's talking overtime changes. What's going on, buddy?
Okay, well, first of all, I was going over the overtime part, and I was going to ask you if you remember how they did it last year, where there was like a 2-minute intermission. They brought out the guys with the shovels, cleaned the snow off, and then the goaltenders went back to the same net that they vacated.
Correct.
That's changing.
What is it doing now?
Teams are actually going to switch ends prior to the start of overtime during the regular season, and the entire ice surface will undergo a dry scrape. They're still going to bring out the Zamboni, but the Zamboni's not going to flood. They're just going to do what's called a dry scrape.
Dry scrape. It'll be quicker.
Yeah, and during that time, the head coach will also have to submit the list of their first 3 shooters in a shootout. That procedure has been eliminated completely. The coach does not have to submit. He can send out whoever he wants. And it's kind of like junior hockey. You just kind of figure out, you look out there and see who's shooting, and that's who's shooting.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to submit.
The only other one that I really want to cover off is how the rink is going to change. Like we were talking about that warning track. I just want to make it very clear, you're not going to see that warning track.
Right.
But there are some changes coming to the ice. For those of you that know what the trapezoid is behind the goaltender's net, it's an area where the goaltender can play the puck when he's inside the trapezoid, but cannot play the puck outside of that trapezoid without getting a penalty for delay of game.
Can he get hit in that trapezoid?
He can get hit in that trapezoid, but there is definitely there is protection of the goaltender when he's in front of the crease. Now, if they hit him when he's in the trapezoid, it depends if it's a blindside hit or not. It will be a penalty, and they'll be quick to call it.
Looks like they made that blue part in front of the goalie bigger, too.
The trapezoid has been expanded by 2 feet from the goal post on either side of the net. And the other big change, the blue looks a little bit bigger, but it's actually the same dimensions. What is changed is how the hash marks on those face-off circles, they are now 5 feet apart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's where you're going to see some of the big changes on the ice. If you see a penalty shot, by the way, the spinorama move is now deemed to be an illegal move during the penalty shot. You can't use the spinorama.
I saw that. That trapezoid is huge.
It is
a lot bigger, and even the blue part in front of the goalie looks even bigger from last year. But you said they didn't change it, did they?
That's just Boston. I don't know. They've done something stupid in Boston again.
Because it does look bigger. They didn't change the dimensions of the net or nothing like that. And you said they did something with the pad.
The pads have just been, the enforcement of the pads is tighter. There's no more the leeway, if you will. There was a minimum maximum where you could have. Well, the maximum has now been decreased. The pads can only be so big.
Oh, so big now. Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much they made the pads a little smaller.
The pads are a little tighter, yes.
Okay. So they want more scoring. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the goal, right?
I don't know. Is it?
Absolutely. That's what Gary Bettman wants. He wants more goals being scored.
He wants more goals being scored, and he wants more teams in the league.
The reason why, and I mean, we can have this philosophical debate for a long time, but it goes to the notion that the enforcer and the fighter is being phased out of the NHL. It's being phased out of junior hockey. It's being phased out of semi-professional hockey, and it's certainly on its way out at the NHL level. The NHL level now boasts a roster where you have 4 lines that can play equal amounts of time on the ice. Will that happen? Every coach is a little bit different. But the role of the enforcer, the guy that plays 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes a game, he's no longer there. He's not deemed to be an essential part of the game anymore.
Really?
Now, the reason why I say this becomes a philosophical debate is because, Jeff, you remember the Broad Street Bullies. You remember the wars that they had in the old Spectrum. You remember the wars that they had against like the New York Rangers and any of those Eastern-based teams. Players were basically losing their teeth every game because of getting into fights.
Right.
And that's definitely going by the wayside. And you can look at a number of different factors that's contributing to that. What's really bizarre is that you look at some of the incidences involving enforcers, and some of them have had tragic deaths reported. None this past off-season, but certainly last off-season there was a couple. But the funny thing is when the mitts come off and the players start to dance, the fans actually get more into the game and more boisterous than they do if either team scores.
Really?
And so, I mean, it's a culture thing. It's just something that's going to be extremely difficult to get out of the game, but this is the next step. The role of the enforcer is going by the wayside. Hopefully it won't be replaced by chippy stick work, because that's going to cause problems.
I don't like that.
No.
I like the role of the enforcer. It's always been there. It's always should be there.
Well, I think so. I mean, you wouldn't have Wayne Gretzky holding on to as many records as he does if it wasn't up to Dave Semenko.
Exactly. You need those enforcers on the ice to help you game scorers, man.
That's right.
You got to have it. And if they change that aspect of the game, then hockey's not going to be the same.
No, but you're going to end up with more players like a Jerome McGinley, who can be a little bit of feisty and not afraid to drop his own gloves and fight his own battles, but obviously has a touch around the net as well.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to run to our final commercial break just a couple of minutes early, so we have plenty of time to get through all our picks for the NHL this year. We'll be right back after this brief message. You're listening to Jeff Escobar and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family. We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Ron Gallo every Wednesday in the second hour of the show to go over NHL hockey with our NHL hockey guru. All right, so final segment of the show is where we're going to start picking our division winners, Stanley Cup teams, and our Stanley Cup winners. How do you want to start this, Shawnee? You tell me.
Let's start with the division winners.
Right. Okay, you want to start with the division winners?
Sure, makes sense.
Okay, so Shawnee, you go first. Like I really need to ask.
All right, so for the first NHL division winner, we start in. Let me see if I can find this real quickly for the standings because I'm trying to get familiar to Gary Bettman's stinking standings here.
Well,
Okay,
the Eastern
first one.
Conference has 2 divisions, the Atlantic and the Metropolitan Division.
We'll start with the Atlantic Division in the Eastern Conference.
In that division, you have the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Ottawa Senators, the Montreal Canadiens, the Florida Panthers, the Detroit Red Wings, the Buffalo Sabres, and the Boston Bruins.
My pick, Boston Bruins.
Well, no duh.
Why not? Come on, they're ranked 3 in the power rankings. You expect to see a lot of good things from the Bruins this year. Why not? They got a chance to do it all.
Okay, so you think they're going to win the Atlantic?
You bet.
Okay, Ron, who's winning the Atlantic?
Well, I'm going to say that the dark horse that's not going to win it is the Montreal Canadiens, but I'm going to say that coming out of the Atlantic Division, I'm going to go with the Detroit Red Wings this year.
Oh, jeez. The Red Wings? Give me a break. Why the Red Wings, Ron?
Why
not? Red Wings because of the coach. He's in a final year of a contract. I just see Mike Babcock doing wonders with his team this year.
Why isn't they got this whole freaking thing screwed up, man. I'm looking at this Atlantic Division.
Josh says Boston Bruins.
Josh says Boston Bruins?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Ron and go with the Detroit Red Wings as well. I'm gonna go with Ron with the Detroit Red Wings as well to win the Atlantic Division in the East. I like that. Okay. The Metropolitan Division.
8 teams in this one as well, Jeff. The Washington Capitals, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Philadelphia Flyers, both New York teams, the Rangers and the Islanders, then the New Jersey Devils, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay, the Carolina Hurricanes should be, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Columbus freaking Jackets should be in the Atlantic, and they should put Boston and Buffalo in the Metropolitan. Because that Carolina's not a metropolitan. They're on the Atlantic, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes. So is Columbus. Oh, Columbus, Ohio, right? Is that Columbus, Ohio, Ron?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess you'll leave Columbus there. But you can't. Come on, move Carolina out of there. At least put Boston in there. In the Metropolitan. Freaking morons. Gary Bettman.
The division winner there for Metropolitan, I'll go with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Oh, God. Really?
They still got a lot of talent there. A lot of the good expectations there.
Is Wes there?
Wes, not to my knowledge.
Because you're making him happy.
Yeah, I'm not a Penguin fan, but I just think that's the way it's going to be in the Metropolitan Division. Ron, who is your pick for the Metropolitan Division?
Well, you know what, Sean? You're onto something. When you look at that division, there are certainly some teams that I think are going to surprise a lot of people. Columbus Blue Jackets, I think, is going to be one of those teams. The New York Rangers could be a challenger for the top spot. I don't see Washington coming out on top, but they'll be close. If Evgeny Malkin can stay healthy and Sidney Crosby can start making the progress that I believe that he's capable of doing this year, the only question mark with Pittsburgh will be Marc-Andre Fleury. But I'm leaning towards Sean on this one. I'm saying Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Penguins for Ron. Jeff?
Oh, you sons of bitches. I'm going to say the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, where's Double A?
He's not here no more. He left.
Oh, I know, but he'll be happy you said that.
I'm going to say the Flyers, yeah.
My turn to call you out, Jeff. You, during the commercial break, said they're going to go on a 10-game losing streak.
I did, but I'm kind of changing my mind. Hey,
it's your show.
Hey, if Skippy can do it, so can I.
All right.
And I said that during commercial break. It's not like I said it on the air.
Nope.
Right?
Okay, so let's move over to the West.
On the air, I'm saying
Central.
the Flyers. Okay, so we're moving over to the West and the Central.
Now, only 7 teams in each division in the West.
Yeah.
The Winnipeg Jets, the St. Louis Blues, the Nashville Predators, the Minnesota Wild, Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, and Chicago Blackhawks make up the Central Division.
Right.
I'll puke on the Blackhawks.
Right. Okay, so, Ron, you go first this time.
Well, I'm going to say that the dark horse on this one, you got to look at a couple of teams. I'm worried about the Colorado Avalanche. They might have a bit of a sophomore jinx with Patrick Waugh behind the bench. So I don't think that they're going to be able to do nearly as well as they did last year. Dallas has made some improvements. Other teams have made some improvements, but I don't think that you can challenge the base, the core that is the Chicago Blackhawks. I see the Chicago Blackhawks coming out of the Central Division.
Okay. So you got the Blackhawks coming out of the Central. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Sean?
Oh, boy. This is a tough one. I'll go with the I'm going to go with the St. Louis Blues.
St. Louis Blues.
St. Louis Blues. It's a tough one. I had a tie between St. Louis and Chicago, but I think St. Louis could have a chance to overtake Chicago and really challenge them.
I kind of like that, Shawnee. I'm going to go with you, too, with St. Louis. I'm taking St. Louis in that Central Division there.
I see St. Louis as last year's dark horse, not this year's.
Well, I'm picking them this year.
The Pacific Division and the Western
Again,
Conference.
7 teams here. The Vancouver Canucks, the San Jose Sharks, the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Los Angeles Kings, the Edmonton Oilers, the Calgary Flames, the Arizona Coyotes, no longer known as the Phoenix Coyotes. They're now the Arizona Coyotes and the Anaheim Ducks.
I'll take the Los Angeles Kings to win the Pacific Division. What you said, Ron, is amazing because the Kings still have a lot of depth and a lot of talent.
They absolutely do. And I mean, it'd be tough for me not to pick the Los Angeles Kings. The Vancouver Canucks are coming into this season as a bit of a rebuilding team with a new president in place, Trevor Linden, new coach in place, a couple of new players, a new goaltender in Ryan Miller. The Vancouver Canucks maybe will finish in high enough to make it to the postseason, but I don't see them winning the division for sure. San Jose Sharks, believe it or not, I mean, this is a team that's going to be your dark horse team, could end up upsetting the Los Angeles Kings. Too much turmoil in Anaheim. They're not going to do anything. Calgary, Edmonton, still too young, still not sharp enough. Los Angeles Kings coming out of the Pacific Division.
That's coming out of that division, too.
Yeah, it's a sweep for LA. I mean, they're going to be challenged. I honestly think that they're going to be challenged only by the San Jose Sharks.
Really? Not even by Anaheim?
No, not this year.
So Josh in our last one said he picked the Blackhawks, and then Josh says you're picking the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. And then Ron, you're going with who again? You're going with San Jose?
No, the LA Kings.
LA Kings.
And that's with the LA Kings, too, there, you rat bastard.
Just something for Josh to keep in mind. The players are having a tough time playing for Bruce Boudreau. If there's an early season coaching change, I think it'll be in Anaheim. And if that's the case, then Josh, you very well could be on the mark, and Anaheim could become the true dark horse and take over that division. Not with Bruce Boudreau behind the bench.
Hey, we got a score in the Philadelphia-Boston game. Boston 1, Philadelphia nothing.
Hey, there you go.
That blows. That blows. I don't like that at all.
I think it's great. Come on,
sure
Bruins, keep it up.
I'm sure you do. Okay, so with the teams that we picked, who's going to be in the Stanley Cup?
Are we going to do Final Four or Final Two? By the way, the goal was scored by Smith.
Well, we have
Smitty.
We have our division winners, right? So just because we know we have our division winners, we said who's going to win each division. So we got 4 teams, correct?
Well, those are only regular season division winners. I mean, you got to remember, you get 8 teams from each conference heading to the postseason.
I'm telling you right now, I'm taking the Kings to repeat. I'm telling
Jeff,
you right now.
You're going to say the Kings will win against who?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm taking the Kings to repeat, and they're going to go up against. You want me to blow your mind? I'm going to blow your minds right now. They're going up against Buffalo.
The Sabres?
Yes.
Good grief.
And I don't even have them winning the division, but yes.
Ron, what about you for your Stanley Cup final pick?
I'm going that the Cup is going to stay in the West, but I'm going with the Chicago Blackhawks, and I'm not a Blackhawks fan at all. I hate their goal song, and the fans that cheer for them are just about as bad as the fans that cheer for the Boston Bruins. But I'm picking the Chicago Blackhawks, and I'm going to say that it's actually going to be over the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Ooh.
You got the Pengies in there, huh?
Comes to me. The Boston Bruins win the Stanley Cup Finals.
I wouldn't expect any freaking different from you, Homer.
And they go up and they beat L.A.
No,
they
they
beat
don't.
the Kings.
No, they don't.
Oh, yeah. Beat L.A.
Yeah, right.
And Josh says it'll be the Hawks over the Bruins 4-1. Oh, Josh.
I knew he was going to take the Hawks. You know why I knew he was going to take the Hawks?
Because he lives in the Windy City.
No, because Barry Melrose picked them to win, too. He says it's the Hawks' turn this year, so he picked them, too. I knew he was going to do that.
Good Lord.
I knew he was going to do that.
We'll see about that.
That's
Blackhawks.
ridiculous. That's right, Blackhawks. Hey, Ron, it's kind of nice you in here for a whole hour today, huh?
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity to sit in for the full hour. And certainly, I mean, hope that I'll be able to do it again. It won't be next Wednesday,
right,
but the Wednesday after.
Okay, so we'll have Ron back in 2 weeks on his regularly scheduled day on Wednesday, which is the 22nd. Ron's out on the 15th. He'll be back on the 22nd in the second hour of the show. Hey, Ron, thank you so much for joining us, pal. We really appreciate it.
Again, thanks for having me, Jeff and Sean. You guys take care.
You got it. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
Take care, Ron.
And there goes our good friend Ron Gallo. And on that note, guess what? We're getting the flock out of here ourselves. I want to thank everybody for listening to Sports World Radio today. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches.
Goodbye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.